Welcome back, everybody. It is time to go trick-or-treating once more at the At Home Store website. Now, if you watched my last video, we took a look at the new arrivals section of the Halloween decor, and I picked out my top 10 treats. Those were the things that I really thought were kind of exciting and cool, and I was looking forward to. Today, we are going to switch gears and take a look at the tricks of the website. These are the items that I took a look at, and I thought, what the heck, either because it is a crazy item or it's kind of sneaky. And as usual, when you buy things online, you get in your mind that this is going to be a fantastic product, and it turns out not to be. So without further ado, let's dive right in and take a look at the at-home tricks. All right, so here we are at the At Home Store website. Now, you do have to look in the seasonal section to find the current Halloween items. And I went ahead and picked out my top 10. And I'm going to start with this Black Skull candy bowl. When I first saw this item, I thought, wow, that's kind of cool looking. I like it. However, it's really when you look a little deeper into the dimensions where we're going to find the problem. The height of this is only 8 inches, 8.5 inches, and the width is 7 inches. So if you're expecting a big bowl, you are not going to find it in this skull. And in fact, I am almost positive that this candy is photoshopped to make it look like it is a bowl that's going to hold a massive amount of candy. But you have to imagine, look at that right there. It's clearly cut off. I think you can tell that one's kind of iffy, but I'm pretty sure that's, photoshopped off too. There's no way you are going to fit this amount of candy in such a small bowl. So while it looks cool, in fact, look at those eyes, or those little spheres. They have a neat little sheen to them. So anyway, point being, even though it looks cool in the picture, it's probably not going to be in person. So that was my first pick. Let's go ahead and hop right over to number 2, which is this haunted house tapestry for $20. Now, the reason I picked this is it's a tapestry. I've never seen a Halloween tapestry for sale, and this just kind of boggled my mind. Who would want this in their decor? It's pretty cool. The image, don't get me wrong, is awesome, but it's the kind of thing that I would probably want in a picture frame, not in a tapestry to hang on my wall. Well, I don't know what kind of quality you're going to get for $20, whether it is, a heavier fabric, or if it is, does it have a weight on here? It does not. Or if it's just some sort of cheap, small little fabric. But either way, it's not something that I'm going to be putting in my house, and I can't imagine a whole lot of people are going to be putting it in theirs. Right, number 3 on the list is the Illusion Projection. It's a 6-slide projector. Now, the reason I put this on my trick list, well, one, it's $40. I'm not sure if that's the best price. The projectors are a dime a dozen these days, and you can really find a better deal for $40, especially if you're going to be looking at the after Halloween sales. You can get the actual projectors that will project videos for, I got several of them for $20 last year after Halloween. So this just projects images, which I don't find frightening at all. So for $40, I think you could probably find a higher quality prop that's going to give you more bang for your buck than this. Even though I do like these new stands that they've been doing. I saw this in another one of their projector props that I bought last year. I think it was the lightning bolt projector, which I ended up returning because it was an awful prop. But I do like how these stands sort of fold up. So you can either put it on a tabletop like it would be here as a little tripod, or it can fold into like a stake form and you can pat it into the ground. But this guy's really creepy. Again, not my cup of tea, but if you want some sort of still image projected on your wall, I guess this would be the way to go. And I'm making this assumption that they're just still images because there is no indication on the at-home website. One thing that I don't like about their website is, they just are not forthcoming with the details. We don't even know if this will, just automatically change from slide to slide, or if you just have one and it stays that. Actually, this one here is kind of cool. I can see if you projected that somewhere, it's just going to look like an evil face staring out at you. I can see that projected onto the image of a moon or something. But anyway, this is my trick, so let's not dwell on it thinking it might turn into a treat, because it certainly won't. Now this I thought was kind of crazy. I did put a clown inflatable on my treat list, but there is just something about these guys that just looks like they're taking the whole clown theme a little too far. I don't think I've seen clown lawn stakes before. This appears to be a set of 3 for $25, way too much for that, for what you're going to get here, even though it does look like they have light up eyes. They look like they could, eat your face off. In fact, actually, are they all the same? They do appear, it's kind of hard to tell in this image because you can, see it from different angles, but it's clearly the same head, just repeated, which is unfortunate. If they had made them each a little bit different, that could be a little bit more exciting, but it's not. Now this is a length of 20 inches. It's only 8 inches high, so it's going to stick low to the ground. You're not going to get really any bang for your buck for your Halloween decor with these guys. They could be cool, but they're not. All right, next up we have a 5.4 inch resin celestial pumpkin. It's $5.99. It is not very large when you imagine, little 5-inch pumpkin. The reason I put this on my trick list is, clearly, if you watch a lot of Pinterest videos or whatnot, you see people make galaxy, I use that in quotes, galaxy items all the time that look like this, where, I guess they call it here celestial. But it's just so overdone in my opinion. Do we have to have galaxy everything and then a galaxy pumpkin? No, just no. All right, let's move on. Another thing that is so completely overdone are these witch legs. Now, these I think first started appearing in the Grandin Road catalogs. Martha Stewart played them up, which was exciting when they first came out years and years ago. But now you see them everywhere. In fact, I kind of roll my eyes when I see them. And they have the nerve to charge $60 for these things. The only reason they're doing that is because Martha Stewart, pushed them. If you saw these in a store without having had Martha Stewart, push them, they wouldn't be nearly that. They'd be lucky to get half that price. All right. Although I do like the orange and the black. They're kind of cool shoes. I'm kind of curious to see how deep those shoes are. If they actually look like a real leg, or if it's kind of flat. You can't tell from these pictures. There's no other angle to view it from, but it doesn't matter. I'm not buying it anyway for $60. All right, next up is this wood tray art. The reason I put this on the trick list is not because it's a bad prop. In fact, when I first saw it, I was like, ooh, I like that. I didn't even realize it was a tray. You can certainly see the handles when you do the zoom. It would have made a great picture for the wall. But the reason that I put it on here is just, it's so simple. This is like some arts and crafts project that you can do yourself. You certainly do not need to pay $25 for this. It's 12 by 16. That's like normal picture frame, size. And this side looks like it is a picture frame in itself. So get a picture frame, paint a piece of wood for the inside, draw some little eeks, maybe paint or splatter some paint on it, and then screw a couple handles to it, and you could make this for like $5 to $10, and then you've had a project that you made yourself that you'd be much more proud of than having bought it at the at-home store. Not that I'm knocking the at-home store. They should make as much profit as they can, but we can put our money toward the better products and encourage them to make better products. Unlike this, which is a velvet pumpkin for $11.99. So I kind of added this because I thought it was funny, the misspelling. There are plenty of misspellings and dimensions that don't make sense and so forth on the at-home website, so you have to really be careful about what you're looking for. But seriously, does anybody need a velvet pumpkin? If you would ever contemplate buying this, please leave me a comment below and tell me why. What would you do with this thing? I love these little, what are those, like rhinestones? Oh my God, no, just no. All right. Number 9 on the list would be these skeleton hand decors. Now, when I first saw this, it was going to go in my treat column because I think it is pretty cool. It's hard to tell, again, the dimensions on here, and that's where the problem really comes into play. First of all, well, how deep is it? I don't know. The length is 14.9 inches. So that's from side to side. So that's a little over 1 foot. Imagine a ruler and add a couple inches. So you can tell offhand the scale is going to be completely wrong. It is only 8.4 inches high. This is like a little tabletop decor. It's certainly not anything that you're going to put in your yard. I mean, if this whole thing is 8.4 inches, then like this arm piece here will just be like 4 inches long, which isn't even the size of like what a hand should be. So you're not putting this in your yard. What would be the point? And if you're not putting it in the yard, I mean, you don't need it to be this like rocky, dirty ground type material here. That's something you would expect to put in the yard, so it looks like the zombies coming out of a grave or something. But you know, the scale would just look ridiculously small. Look, is that a little, like, kind of looks like a little skull right there. That's kind of neat. But anyway, it's $25. For $25, you'd expect this to be more of an outdoor prop size, and it's just not. So that brings us to our very last trick, and that is this out of candy hanger sign, which is kind of cool, but certainly offhand, it looks like something that you'd get at the dollar store. It's probably just this real thin little pressboard wood piece, which the dollar stores are getting really good at. I mean, last year they had some, I bought, I think 2 or 3 of the different types that they had out, like their little door hangers and whatnot. They make pretty good quality. So I'm a little surprised that this would be $8 when it certainly looks like it is dollar store quality. But the real reason I put this on the list, nobody needs it. Who needs an out of candy sign? If you are out of candy, you turn off your porch light. You don't let the kids walk all the way up to the front door to find out that you're out of candy. That's how your house gets egged, or worse. Or, as that happened to me, I only remember that happening to me one time when I was a kid trick-or-treating. I walked all the way up to the house, rang the doorbell, they answered, and they said, "I'm sorry, we're out of candy." Well, of course, then I just walked away real sad. But now, looking back, I wish I had gone back and egged their house or toilet papered their trees or something, because that's just not right. If you're out of candy, turn off your porch light. That is just commonly accepted principle. All right, so that brings us to the end of our short and sweet trick or treat. So stay tuned for my next one. I'm not sure where we'll be visiting on my next trick or treat, but hopefully it'll be a good one. We'll explore the good and the bad of all the products in all the stores that we can hit as we lead up to Halloween. So if you like this video, make sure that you hit the like button, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. And until the next time, take care, guys. Happy haunting.